everybody, this is Jessie here, and I'm coming to you, wow, from what is my new home base? Wow, it's interesting to say that, which is Maine, and some of you have been following the live videos on Facebook about the journey that I have been under, and it is beyond anything that I could have imagined I would have been going through, but I am so glad that it's been inspirational for a lot of people and helping them through things that they've been going through, things that they've been dealing with, fears that they've had, seeing how I'm dealing with them, and doing this whole piece of facing an enormous amount of integrity and standing in truth and standing in the middle of honoring myself in this whole process. And that's a really tough thing to do sometimes, and it's a really tough thing to do when balancing out what's the right thing to do and what is the honorable thing to do and and those sorts of things. So when I look at all of this, that's just one of those pieces that, you know, sometimes happens to us in life. And I think we think those spiritual people are always void of that, or they don't go through that, but oftentimes it can be for that very reason, to be a source of inspiration. Do I believe we have to? No, but certainly it can be. But today, I know I skipped last month's video, and so I wanted to get a video cut this month with a message in it, insights in it for you, and coming with you from the Video Code Insights perspective. And one of the great things, and I've been wanting to do this video prior to the accident, I actually had this video in mind to do. And I'm out on the space cat sitting for a friend right now. So that's pretty exciting that I have some beautiful country to be in. And anyways, the video that I wanted to talk about, or the video that I wanted to do today to provide insights from, is about stillness. And winter is such a perfect time here because you see the lakes and the rivers and everything just completely covered in snow and ice, and it almost looks like ground. You can't even tell it's a river. But one of the really cool things about stillness and about life is that no matter how still we become, there's still a movement. There's still a movement under the surface. And for humans, that's like our emotions. That's like the blood that runs through our system, or the air that we breathe through our lungs. And that stillness, we can sit still, but things in our body are still moving. And that is the same way with nature. The waters can become reasonably still. They can stop with the flowing. We might not see the movement, but it's still happening there. And what's really powerful is when we look at stillness from a place of codes, and so many people go, oh, I just wish winter was over, or I don't like winter, or things like that. Fortunately, here in Maine, a lot of people love winter, and I do too. So that's a great thing to be in this place. But when we look at stillness, stillness is one of the most powerful places we can be in, and not just because it's a Zen practice or a spiritual practice to do to connect with the divine, but when we look at it from a code perspective, stillness is where we gather our power. Stillness is where we gather energy. It's where it comes together, and it's where we get centered. It is where we open some amazing doors for ourselves. And what's interesting for me in this process is because I've done so much traveling and so much journeying around the United States and all of these places, and been living through my vehicle and doing this very gypsy lifestyle in a way, I guess you'd say. And a lot of people keep asking me, are you going to settle down? Are you going to settle down? And Maine is the place I can settle down. Maine is a home energy for me. It is a place that really connects me beyond the universe, and it's a place where I personally, in my codes, can tap into an amazing set of wisdom to share here. Not to mention, it's an incredibly beautiful place, and there's some really incredible people around here. So when we look at the stillness, what stillness allows us to do is not just to be quiet, not just to stop, but to really gather in our power, to really gather in who we are, what we're about, to allow the energy to come to us where we can work with it. And as we know, if we don't stop, we don't get that energy. If we don't get that energy, it makes it very difficult to create. So this is why each season has an amazing journey to it. Each season has an energy to it. And some seasons are more active and social, and some seasons are for gathering, because if we don't stop and gather our energy, we don't have it to give to the world. If we don't stop for a little while, it makes it very hard to go out and interact with other people. We need our own time just like we need time with others. And each season, as they say, everything in its season. And this is a season of stillness. When we look at winter, we're still in winter here. We've still got another month and a half or so of winter to go, 2 months to go. And when we look at the codes of winter, we're really looking at gathering in our divine leadership. We're really looking at gathering in our union, if you want to say that, with our soul self. And we're looking at gathering in the energy that's needed to take command of our life. So stillness in winter is really this very, very powerful time. And I see so many people waste this energy or lose this energy. And I hope that you won't. I hope that you'll enjoy some of the stillness. And, you know, if that means building a fire for yourself while you be still, then great. If that means going for a walk in a beautiful area like this and, you know, being out in the snow and the elements and the fresh air, then great. Then do it. But take that time to be still, and take that time to think about how you want to gather in your divine energy. I've found an amazing amount of friendships in this amount of time of this gathering of energy. I've been able to see who was there for me and who wasn't during this time. And being in the car accident, still a long road of recovery to go, but being through this journey and being forced to be still in some ways, to be kind of immobilized in some ways, and to go through this hardship in a place that I love has really shown me how much I love this place. And I think that that's been a powerful piece for me. And it's allowed me to have a little bit of stillness in different places unexpectedly, because maybe a storm came in and I had to take an extra day off or things like that, or to honor what my body needs right now, which has always been sometimes a bit challenging for me to stop and be still and let my body have what it needs in this process. So when we look at this, it's really honoring and giving us some incredible insights. I hope that this winter, what's left of it, that you will take the time for stillness. And stillness isn't always just the immobilization, but it is settling in a little bit. It is taking the time to just stop for a little bit. And when you do that, that's where you're going to gather your energy, and that's where you're going to gather your power from, and that is where you're going to be able to create from, and that's where you're going to remember from. It is a huge key in so many other processes. Hey, I really appreciate, again, everybody that's been there, and it is in these periods I feel that I have been so blessed in so many ways, even among all of the challenges. And I've still got some road to go in clearing through things, and I'll try to get an update out again as I know more information and what's going on. I'm still living very day by day right now, but it is holding on to all of these different pieces. It's walking the lessons in my book, The Code Journey. It's doing all of these things that allows things to keep showing up. It's willing to be still in the midst of a scary situation that is allowing things to come up for me. Even if they're not the most ideal thing, they're things that are seeing me through piece by piece, each with a very important aspect for me to get something from. So I love you all. Take care, and I look forward to coming to you again soon. Bye-bye, everybody.